Hi everyone, this is Miss Ward. My son Davey is with us again tonight, so if you hear his squealing in the background, it's just him. Okay, so tonight our notes are going to be on the plate tectonics unit on Concept 2. Alright, we're going to start by talking about a scientist that's very important in this unit. His name is Alfred Wegener. Hopefully you've heard of Wegener before. He is a German scientist who in 1912 proposed a hypothesis that we now call continental drift. Continental drift, whether you've heard it called that or not, is probably a concept you have heard before in the past. His hypothesis was that the continents once formed a supercontinent that we call Pangaea. He believed that around 200 million years ago, in the Mesozoic era, it began breaking up into the continents that we see now today. Wegener had much evidence to prove the fact that this had happened. Some of it was as simple as looking at the coastlines, amongst other things. So, if you look at the coastlines of the different continents, they match up almost like a puzzle, and we can put them together and we can get a pretty good idea of what Pangaea looked like. Using those same puzzle, putting it together, if you look where those coastlines matched up, then you would find that fossils of identical land animals went across in both those areas, such as in South America and Africa. So we know that if we had identical animals on either coast, right now it's separated by water, it's unlikely that they evolved completely the same in separate locations. It's more plausible that they evolved in the same location, and if they're land animals, they obviously didn't evolve in one place and swim to another, so the only option then is that that was all one continent at one point. Also, the ages and types of rocks in the coastal regions also very closely match. So by looking at the rock record, they were able to match these and using index fossils. Climatic patterns also suggest that the continents have not always been where they're at now. So what we mean by this is that there's evidence of glaciers and climates that are much too warm for them now. So if they look at the rock record, they see evidence, they can see varves and things like that, things that would have only occurred in areas of glaciers. But based off of the weather patterns of that area, if it's too close to the equator, there's no chance there could have been glaciers there. So it must have been in a different location previously on Earth. And there's also evidence that plants that grew in climates that are too cold to support them now. So if we look in the Arctic regions, oh, excuse you, sorry, my son just sneezed. If you look in the Arctic regions, you can find evidence of plants, fossilized plants. And again, those things couldn't have gotten there if those continents were where they were at now. All right. That's it for tonight. The next set of notes, you guys will learn a little bit more about continental drift and why it was such a hard concept to believe. Make sure you go on, do your note or do your whisk. It's right below the notes. If you didn't do the whisk from Concept 1, do that one as well. I will be checking both Concept 1 and Concept 2, so make sure you have them all done. Have a great night.